Got you, girl.
Right on. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. My name's Jen Moyer, and welcome to our Monday night team training call. It is April 21st, 2025, and it is my absolute pleasure to be here with you tonight. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to host this call with two very dynamic speakers and leaders in our company. Um, Tonight we're going to have a two-part training session. And so it's my pleasure to introduce our first speaker. Uh, I met this lady for the first time almost 2 years ago in Orlando for the SuperPatch founding member kickoff. And she was one of the speakers, and I'm telling you, she was inspirational. She was dynamic. She was motivational. And when I tell you, the room was on fire when she finished. So this lady has spent a lot of years in the brick and mortar business, but also 30 plus years in network marketing, and she has built several six-figure teams over her career in network marketing. And it is my pleasure to introduce to you Eva Angelopoulos.
Oh, thank you, Jen. Thank you for your kind words. And
Thank
I do
you.
remember meeting you there. What a fun time that was. And,
Yeah, it
and you know what
was.
I took away from that? And I don't know, you might have felt the same, but I looked around in that room. What do you think? There may be 100 of us in there. Not too many,
Mhm.
200, whatever. And
Yeah,
I
not
looked
many.
around. Yeah, I looked around and I thought, oh my God, it'll never be this small again.
No, that's
Like,
right.
oh my gosh, this is so cool. So thank you for
Exactly.
hosting tonight. You are truly
My
amazing.
pleasure.
I love being in your space. And I just saw you down in West Palm Beach, so we got to hang out
Yes.
too.
Yeah,
That was a lot of fun. So thank you for
it was.
hosting tonight. And of course, Terry's going to take the second half because he is totally freaking amazing. And here's the deal. And I'm going to talk fast just because I have a lot to cover. And Terry says, you better hurry up and only take 20 minutes, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, sir. Not kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyways, but we want to make sure that we give him the time because I'm going to walk you through, overcoming objections, right? All the things that we deal with every day. But what he's going to do is he's going to cover the money. It's so important when you're running a business to understand exactly where's my bottom line, right? What happens next? Because normally people say, oh, just call all your friends and family, get them all in, you'll make $1 million. No, that's not the way it works, right? So Terry actually has a roadmap, and he's going to actually walk you through step by step by step. Exactly. So if you do this, you get this. If you do this, you get this. So make sure you all stick around because I can't wait to take those notes. It's going to be so much fun. So also at the end, we're going to open it up for Q&A. And so start jotting down your questions as we go through this, and then we'll be happy to answer everything at the end. And Terry, I don't know about you, but I'm going to give away some gifts tonight for our people that ask questions. So there'll be gifts coming your way because I like gifts. Hint, hint,
That sounds like a great plan. I'm happy to give away gifts. Let's
Who
do it.
doesn't like gifts?
hint. So
I like
anyway,
giving just as much as I like receiving.
okay, I'll remember that. I'll give you my address when we're done. I'm kidding. Anyway, so we're going to have some fun tonight. And Jen, I'm going to put you on the spot since you're hosting. And if you don't mind, we can do maybe a little bit of role playing. Okay.
Sure, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you. So let's start with overcoming objections because we all get them every single day. And here's the deal. We don't just get them in network marketing. We get them in everyday life, right? Whether you're selling cookies or whether you're, somewhere, there's always objections, but the ones that we get are always the same. And I'm just going to cover the top five. Okay. So the first objection, I don't know if anybody has ever gotten this, just me. I don't know anyone. Have you ever had someone say, well, I don't know anybody? I mean, is that ridiculous?
Yeah.
So this is what I say when someone says to me, oh, I don't know anybody. So let's pretend Jen said that to me. I don't know anybody. And,
I don't know anybody.
right. So, and this is what I do because remember, it's about having fun and it's about making them feel at ease. and I always want to make people laugh, right? Sometimes it's at my expense, and that's okay. But it's about, just because this is not rocket science, guys. We're just here to have fun, right? And bring value to people. So I'll say to Jen, well, Jen, I find that hard to believe because you're just a little spunky, fun person you look like. So let me ask you a question. Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah,
Okay. And is your cell phone an Android or an iPhone?
it's an iPhone.
Okay. Do you have it with you?
I do.
Okay. Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Okay. Will you open it up and go to your contacts? Will you scroll all the way past the Z's? Just go like hit the Z and then right underneath it.
Okay.
Okay. Can you tell me how many contacts you have?
Oh, does it tell me?
Yeah, all the way at the end, past the Z's.
Oh, number. I don't know, but
Mhm.
oh my gosh.
How many do you have?
I have 2,900 contacts.
2,900. So let me ask you a question, Jen. Out of those 2,900 people, do you think there might be three in there that might be looking to get a little healthier or wealthier?
Yeah, I would think.
So I guess you do know a few people, right?
Yeah, I
So
like that.
I normally do that with them because they don't realize what they have. So I'm not going to buy the excuse, I don't know anybody. Yes, you do
Mhm.
because you have a cell phone. Who's in there? And one time I said that to a lady and she goes, well, all these people aren't real. And I said, do we have a problem we need to talk to? And she started laughing. She goes, like, some of these are old. And I said, well, this is a good way for you to clean your phone out, right? Is
Yeah.
let's call these people and see if they're still there or not, right? And so she kind of laughed about it. But again, it's just a silly excuse, right? So see, she said she didn't know anybody, but she's got 2,900 leads.
Mhm.
That's a lot of leads, right?
That is,
And
yeah.
I always bring it right back down. Do you think three of those people might want to get healthy or wealthy? I mean, I'm just saying, right? And now
I
it's
like that because I just had somebody say that to me last week. I did a three-way call and she's like, I work from home. I just moved here. I don't leave my house. I don't know anybody.
right.
Oh,
Yes, she does. Because she has a cell phone.
yeah.
But anyway, there you go, guys. Okay, because that's the number one. And here's why you have these objections. Because what they're really trying to say is, I don't know if I can do this. So
Mm,
behind every objection, there is a fear, right? So if they say to you, I don't know anybody, well, of course, you're not going to talk to them because they don't know anybody. But we know they do. Another one is, I have no money. Have you ever heard this one? I don't have any money.
yeah.
And this is what I say. I say, well, I totally understand that. Um, I felt that way because a long time ago, I really did not have any money. And here's what I will tell you. I hated it. I hated not having money. But here's what I found. I found that if I just apply myself a little bit and just tweak some things, I would never have to worry about money again. So my question to you, Jen, is if I can help you and show you a way to bring in another stream of income so you never can say that again, are you open?
Mhm.
Because I don't know anybody who doesn't have money and likes it.
Mhm.
Now, if they
No.
say, I like being poor, leave them alone. Say, God bless you and move. Like, just go, because that's not your person, right?
Yeah.
But again, they don't realize what they're saying. Okay. But that's going to be an objection. So I always use that feel, felt, found.
Yeah.
Know how you
That's a
feel? I
great one.
felt that way. Here's what I found, right?
Mhm.
So write that down. Feel, felt, found. Now, be real. Don't just make stuff up because then it sounds weird, right?
Mhm.
Because we've all had bad times, right? We've all were poor at once. We all had, situations. And so put yourself in that situation and just say, I know how you feel. I felt like that because here's what happened, but here's what I found. So that's a way to overcome that objection. Okay. Another one is this one makes me crazy. I have no time. I have no time. And this is what
Mhm.
I say. I know how you feel. I felt like that once because when I started in this industry, I was running 5 different businesses. I had 80 employees, 3 children, 7 grandchildren, friends, acquaintances. Talk about being busy. But here's what I found. If I just gave myself a few hours a week, I can build an empire. And then I would have all the time in the world. So, Jen, let me ask you a question. If I asked you for 2, 3 hours a week, is that something you can give me to build
Absolutely.
business?
Anybody that doesn't have a couple hours a week to try to get ahead.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, it's the fear, right? You're hiding behind the fear. So now, and that's a true statement. When I started network marketing, that's exactly what I was doing. And then people say, God, I guess you were busy. Now all you have is a job. Give me a break. Look what I was doing, and I was able to do it. Not
Mhm.
because I'm better, because that's how hungry I was for my time freedom, right? So bring things to perspective. So if you work a job, say, you know what? I know how you feel. I felt that way. But in order for me to walk away from that job, I gave myself a couple hours a week. And in those couple of hours, I have people that can help me build this business, which will allow me to walk away from there. So if you can come up with a couple, 2, 3 hours a week, I think we can make this work. Is that something you're open to, Jen?
100%.
And then I bring it right back to them, right? So that's how I overcome that objection. Another one is I'm not a salesperson. When they say that, I said, oh, thank God. Because I am not looking for salespeople. They're typically large, obnoxious, in your face. And here's the good news. We don't really sell anything. So I'm really not looking for salespeople. So you actually already qualify. So Jen, if you can give me a few hours a week and I can help you build a business and you don't have to sell one thing, is that something that is of interest to you?
Absolutely.
That's it. See, we're bringing it right back because who wants to run around and sell stuff? I
Yeah,
don't.
I'm loving this because I just had that one too,
You're
that
going to have all
objection.
of them. I'm going over the top five.
Yeah, yeah.
I get these all the time. But the beautiful thing is now, if you want to sell patches, you can, right? But who wants to make $15 a shot when you can make, I don't know, $1,000 a shot,
Mhm.
right? Because if I'm going to sell, okay, so if you're looking at a 6-figure monthly residual income, that's a 7-figure earner, right? Okay. So how many patches do I have to sell to make that money?
Awful lot.
Okay, now who wants to play? Nobody, right?
No.
So do you
Mm-mm.
guys see what I'm saying? So there's no money in wholesale retail unless you have franchises across the country, but then you have employees and overhead. My point is, our job is to become really good share people and share what we have, send them to our website, let them buy whatever they want. God bless them, and let's move on. I hope that makes sense, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
Another one is, oh, you know what? I tried one of those pyramid things. I did it in the past. Like I tried to sell all kinds of stuff, and I really never had any success. How many of you have heard of that one, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this is what I say. I said, well, no wonder you didn't have success. Who was trying to make you sell stuff? And they go, well, like I was in this company, that company, whatever, right? It doesn't really matter what they say. And I said, well, first of all, we're not going to sell anything here. I hope that makes sense because we have a website. This is 2025. We don't go door to door. I think you'd be happy with that one. Now, not only do we not sell stuff, whatever that is, right? But you mentioned a pyramid thing. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by a pyramid thing? Jen, can you elaborate on that? What do you mean by that?
Well, more or less a scam, I guess. That's typically what people think of when they think of pyramid, like a scheme or
Mhm,
something not above board.
mhm, mhm. Well, I don't know of any pyramid schemes because that's really against the law.
Hmm.
You know this or not, right? But pyramid schemes, I think those went out in the 50s and 60s. They truly are against the law. And typically, what a pyramid scheme was back then was an exchange of money that went back and forth from person to person with no products or services attached to it. So that was the definition of a pyramid scheme. And that, like I said, that went out in the 50s and 60s. And they did exist back then, right? So it was just a money laundering thing, right? These companies today, I mean, let's look at a company like Mary Kay Cosmetics. Have you ever heard of them? I don't think that's a pyramid scheme, do you?
No.
I mean, they're all over the world, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at a company like Amway. They're all over the place, right?
Yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah.
Have you heard of Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all over the place, and they have people that sell things every day, all day long. I bet there's an Amazon truck that shows up on your driveway.
Oh, yeah, too often.
I know they show up at my house, right? But actually, it's kind of funny because I'm driving down the road and I'm like, I wonder if he's going to my house, right? Kind of fun. But so I'm here to tell you that those do not exist, right? Because like I said, they are illegal. They went out, early on. But I think what happens a lot of times is because people feel they have to sell products, right? And they don't know where to sell them or how to actually even build a business, a home-based business. And I think it's just a way out, right? It's like, oh, it's one of those pyramid things, right? And so that's not really what we have here. So can I show you the difference?
Yeah, for sure.
And I want to overcome her objection. So Jen, and I draw this out, you guys. So I have a piece of paper, and if you have like your notebook with you, you can just grab a sheet. And I'm going to ask her, Jen, where do you work?
Um,
Do you have a job?
I work at a gym.
You work at a gym. Okay, perfect. Is it what is the gym called? I mean, is it like a big franchise?
Yeah, Good Life Fitness.
Okay, very good. All right, so I literally take my pen and I draw a pyramid, a triangle on my piece of paper, right? So I've got a triangle here. And then I draw lines through the triangle. And I will ask Jen, I will say, so Jen, you guys have a CEO, I take it, correct? And then I put CEO on the top, and then the next line. And then I'm sure you have like district managers, right?
Yeah.
And I'll put district managers there. And then I'm sure you have store managers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Store managers there. And then the next line. And then you probably have assistant managers. And then I write assistant managers there. And then you have workers, right? You have trainers, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. And then I put trainers and then probably janitors and whatever, right? Now, can this trainer make more than the CEO at any time?
No.
No. Can he make more than the assistant managers
No.
or the managers?
No.
Okay. So kind of like a pyramid thing, right? The guy at the top makes all the money. Would you agree?
Yeah, kind of sounds like it.
And it sounds like it, right? So let me show you what we have. So then right next to that, I draw an inverted pyramid, right? An upside down triangle. And then I say, now in my company, we all come in at the beginning with a kit. And the kit could be from a $40 membership, right? All the way up to $2,000 and anything in between. Now, here's the good news. As you notice, the sky is the limit here because it actually opens up once you get in, right? So you can actually make more than the person that enrolled you. You can actually make more than the number one person in the company because you're being paid on your own efforts. So do you now see the difference between what you want to call a pyramid, right, versus a home-based business? Do you see the difference between the two?
Yeah.
So here you're getting paid on your efforts. Or here at your job, you're just being paid a salary, period. So that's the difference between the two. So that's how I overcome the pyramid thing, right?
Like
or
that.
the selling thing. And a lot of times too, when people say to me, well, I did that before, I really didn't have success. I had to go out and sell stuff, whatever. It doesn't matter what the story is. What they're really telling me is they probably didn't have help. They probably didn't have assistance, or they probably didn't do what they were supposed to do. And it doesn't really matter what it is. But this is how I overcome that, is I say, well, if you can give me a few hours a week, and if you allow me, myself, to help you build that business, Jen, are you open to that?
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
if you can just get really good at inviting people to hear me, would that be something that would interest you?
Hmm. Yeah, that would be fabulous.
Well, there you go. So
Hmm.
why do I say that? Because that's what I do as a leader, right? I'm going to do the Zooms. I'm going to do those three-way calls. Why? Because I want to take the pressure off of you, off of that person, that new person, because they don't know how to overcome all these objections, right? They don't know how to overcome, they don't know all the ins and outs. So if you're new, that's okay. Your leader will do the same thing, right? Or maybe you've been in it a minute and you've really not reached up for support. Now is your chance to reach up. So let's assume, you're on Jen's team. I'm just using an example because I don't know who's on whose team, and that's okay. But let's say some of you are on Jen's team, right? And maybe you've never called her for this. Or maybe, she's got 20 other things going on. And then so the next person up, let's say, would be Terry, as an example. I don't know the structure. I'm just kind of giving you an example, right? Go up to the next person, to the next successful person. Don't go to the downline and don't go to other teams, right? Stay within your generational tree, but you want to go up to the next successful person. So who do you take advice from? Someone you're willing to trade spots with, right?
Mhm.
So who's making the money? Who's ranking? Who's got it going on? That's who you want to put these people in front of. Why? Because that's probably who they're going to end up working with, right? So you want to put them with someone that has the success that can help them get started quicker. Because what happens is if they help them get started quicker, that's just going to help you rank up faster, right? See,
Mhm.
fire burns up. You don't start fire in Jen, you go under Jen to start the fire, right? Does that make sense, you guys? And then what happens is it forces everyone to rank up. Well, guess what? Now everybody on the team is happy because everyone on the team is growing and everybody is growing at the same time. But in the beginning, we all need help, right? We all need help presenting. We all need help explaining. We all need help overcoming objections. The reason I can throw them out is because I've heard every objection known to mankind for, since 2016. I don't care what objection you throw at me. I've heard it and I can overcome it just because I've done it so many times. 10,000 plus hours. You guys have heard that, right? The 10,000
Yeah.
hour rule. So when you do something for 10,000 hours, you will master it. If you've not overcome objections for 10,000 hours, use your upline. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's it on overcoming objections. And of course, there's more, but I wanted to give you at least the top 5. Keep your questions. And then at the end, I'm going to answer all your questions. Now, the next thing I want to cover is how do you do it afraid? Anybody afraid here? Or was it just me when I started? You don't
No.
have to tell us, but we're all afraid, right? Thank you, Paul, for raising your hand. It's okay to be afraid. Hi, Colleen. It's okay to be afraid, but you do it afraid. The good news is you don't have to do it afraid alone. You have an upline, right? Whoever that upline is, put the pressure on them and get it off of you. That's what I did when I was brand new. I knew I was going to screw it up, and that's okay. So I put them in front of my upline because guess what? They're not going to screw it up. But here's what I will tell you. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, right? And when you do it afraid, you overcome it. Because once you're done, you're like, well, that wasn't so bad. I could do that again, right? So
Mhm.
it's very important to do it afraid. And that's where you grow out of the comfort zone. Because in order to grow, you have to come out of that comfort zone. So whatever that goal is for you, it's not going to do it here. It's going to happen here. But you can be afraid, and that's okay. Nobody has to know. And sometimes it's okay to say, now, Jen, this is my first call, so I'm a little nervous, so bear with me, but I'm going to introduce you to somebody amazing who's going to be able to explain this to you. And I have my upline here, my business partner, Terry, who's been in this business for many, many years, and he is just amazing. I love his passion for helping people. And I want you to hear it from him because he has got it going on. And Terry, this is my friend Jen. And you know, I'm new at this and I'm a little nervous. I don't want to mess it up. And that's why you're here because you're the expert, because I want her to hear it from you. She's a friend of mine. She's dear to me. And I want to help her get started if she sees the value here. So I'm going to mute my line here and I'm going to let you two meet. So Jen, meet Terry, and Terry, meet Jen. And then I mute and I take notes, right? And now the pressure's off. And now Terry's going to edify me to Jen, right? Jen already likes me because we're friends. And remember, I already said I'm new and I'm nervous and I'm going to put her in good hands. So I've edified my upline. And now it's a match made in heaven. Now I sit back and let him do the work. Let him earn his paycheck, right? And now his job is to help close Jen and to give her information and to overcome her objections. And I'm the rock star because I just connected them. Now, if I have somebody who's building my business, how many people am I going to get in front of that person every single day? As many as I can, twice on Sunday, right? So get to the upline. So, and that's it. And it's okay to say I'm afraid. It's okay to say I'm nervous because guess what? They are too, right? So own it and be good at it. If you're going to own it, be good at it and say, I am scared to death. So I'm going to make Terry do the work. Besides, that was the deal we had, right? So I hope that kind of helps you. What tools do you need? I keep it simple. Notebook, date book, your pen. That's it. I mean, everybody has a computer, right? Everybody has a laptop. Everybody has an iPad, whatever, for presentations. But to build this business, folks, keep it simple. A notebook, a date book, and a pen. And you don't have to go spend $1 million on these things. You can go to the dollar store and buy them for $1. It doesn't really matter, right? Because in this notebook, you're going to take notes. You're going to rip off pages. You're going to draw pyramids. You're going to do all kinds of things. And so you're going to shred this thing. And by the time you're done with it, you'll go get yourself a nice one. But I do tell you when you go buy it, make sure it feels good. And men, I know you won't appreciate this and don't listen for a minute. But ladies, you know, it's got to speak to us, right? It's got to be pretty. It's got to have sparkles. It's got to do this. It's got like
Soft.
yeah, whatever turns you on, go get it. Okay. Because you're going to be holding this thing every single day, all day long. So get the one that you love. And then my last thing before I turn it over to this amazing man here is how to be a team player. And this is important. And I learned this early on is how you raise your children is how your children will act. Well, that goes with your downline is how you work with your downline, right? How you do your downline is how your downline is going to treat you. And I'm going to say that always make sure you edify the upline, whoever your upline is. And you don't have to make a big story in a big half an hour. Just edify that person for who they are and what they've done, right? Very, very important. Show up to everything the upline does. Because guess what? One day you're going to be the upline. And you want your downline to show up, right? So make sure you show up. Make sure you're on camera. Don't be cooking dinner, talking on the phone, or undressing while you're being, I know you laugh, Jen, but I've seen it all.
I've seen a few myself.
Yeah, I mean, a full wardrobe change. I'm like, please, right? Like, be attentive, you guys. You'll see me on Zooms, and I'm sitting here. I'm not driving. I'm not scuba diving. I'm not hang gliding. I'm sitting somewhere and I'm looking at the camera. Why? Because I want to make sure I'm attentive. Because guess what? Other people are watching me. If I'm on a leadership call, the other leaders are watching, right? If I'm on a Zoom with my team, the team is watching. If I'm on a Zoom with everybody's team is watching, right? So I want to make sure I become a team player. Volunteer. Like, thank you, Jen, for tonight for hosting, right? there's the
For sure.
leadership right there. She has
Yeah.
stepped up to the plate. Kudos to you, right?
Afraid.
Right. You do it
Right?
afraid, but you're doing an amazing job,
Yeah,
right? And how are you going to overcome it if you don't do it,
that's
right?
right.
So volunteer, even if it's just to do a simple introduction, right? Or even if it's just to, welcome everybody. You spend the first 5, 10 minutes on a Zoom just welcoming people, right? Even that helps you to overcome. And that's how you become a team player. And that's how you become a part of the team. And that's how you start stepping up in leadership roles, right? If you want to become a leader, then you need to start right now, assuming those baby steps to become the big leader that you are. So I hope that all made sense. I know there's a lot of information and there's a lot more I wanted to share, but I don't want to take up too much time. But it has truly been fun. Thank you for allowing me to share with all of you. And I just love being here and I love what we have our hands on. So keep taking
Oh,
notes. We're going to do Q&A at the end. And Jen, you're amazing. And thank you for role playing with me. I know that was like not rehearsed. It was kind of threw you, to the wolves, but thank you for being a sport.
my pleasure, Eva. But like I have 4 pages of notes from you. Thank you so much. You're a wealth of knowledge, and sometimes we've heard it before,
Mhm.
but we just need reminders, right?
100%.
Especially the overcoming objections.
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with all of us.
Okay, now I'm going to take notes because I know
So we're gonna
and I want to know.
move. We're gonna thank you, everyone. Thank you to Eva. We're gonna move into the second part of the evening. I'd like to introduce to you my very good friend. We started in network marketing very shortly. I started just shortly after Terry, and we were on a Zoom the other day, and I realized it's been over 10 years. It's like, wow. And what an amazing 10 years it's been for me personally, learning from Terry, building with him, partnering with him. He's an amazing leader. He'll do anything for anyone. Doesn't matter whose team you're on. Thank you, Terry. I've seen this presentation and it is incredible. Please help me welcome Terry Cinnamon.
Wow, thank you so much, Jen. What a beautiful introduction. And wasn't Eva spectacular tonight? Let's have a little round of applause for Eva.
Incredible.
She has been in this game for a while, and I learn. I got notes everywhere here too as well. And as you said, Jen, you might hear things, have heard it before, but the reminders are always good. I mean, think about how many times you have to remind your kids to clean their room. They've heard it before, right? So it's all about us working together, sharing. Eva's sharing her knowledge to help us all overcome those objections, how to get through those fearful moments. Because make no mistake about it, folks, I did it afraid. I did it 1,000 times. I wanted to quit, but John Maxwell says you never quit your way to success, right? So you have to get through the fear and work out your fear with yourself and motivate yourself and step out of your comfort zone. This is Jen's first time. She's hosted our team training call, and she's just doing an absolute spectacular job. And I'm just so
Thank you.
pleased to have the opportunity to have Jen, a business partner of mine, among a number of you on this call. It's just a real pleasure to be here. And so I'm going to start some of you may have heard this training before. What this really is my philosophy on how I built this business. And it may resonate with you, it may not, but my first thing I want to say is that we all talk about, what we want to do, how we're going to do it, how many hours a week we're going to do. And really, what we all have to do on this call is we have to qualify ourselves. What do we want? What do you want? And it's okay. If you're not here to build a big business or a little business, that's okay as long as you qualify yourself, as long as you know that. You can't pretend to other people what you want to do. So you have to qualify yourself. And as long as you qualify yourself, then you'll have no problem qualifying your prospect, right? So one of the biggest things I feel is a downfall in network marketing is we have an inherent problem of the blind leading the blind. So we have people that join, they want to build a business, and they don't know what the business is. They think they know what the business is, and Eva touched on it tonight. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be a patch salesman. I want to be a professional technology sharer. That's what I want to be. I want to be able to offer people a solution to help them with whatever gap, whatever hole they have in their dam, whether that's a physical hole, whether that's a financial hole, whether that's just being around a tribe of good people. I want to be able to help them with that. And so once I qualify myself, I can qualify the people I'm talking to. And so people always say, oh, I hear there's a business opportunity. And I've done a ton of role playing like even Jen did tonight. And nobody's ever answered the question right to me. Because I've role played, said I've used the patches. Okay, I don't want to learn about the business. I come back, oh, the patches are great. Tell me about the business opportunity. And people go into this long-winded thing about, well, you can sell the patches, and well, I don't want to sell patches. So what's the business opportunity? Well, I know what they're trying to say is I really don't know what it is. So let me suggest to you, if you're ever asked that question from somebody, the business opportunity without mistake is to build a worldwide distribution network of thousands and thousands of people that are all buying and or selling a little bit of product every month. That's how you build this business. Make no mistakes about it. You heard duplication, duplication, duplication. No one knows what to duplicate. Well, can I suggest to you that if you duplicate what Jay Dollywell, the CEO and inventor of this company, is doing, you're on the right track. Because Jay Dollywell is building a worldwide distribution network of people, of which we are all part of that. So I want to be the CEO of my distribution network. I want to be at the top of my pyramid, so to speak, as we heard tonight. And I want to help as many people as I can to be at the top of their pyramid and build a worldwide distribution network. So that is what the business opportunity is. Now, how do you build it? That's the hard part. Because my dad, when I was a young boy in business, said to me, son, I want you to remember one thing as you grow up. And if you decide to start your own businesses and do your thing, is just remember one thing, that sales volume cures everything. Sales volume cures everything. He said, we can have the crappiest procedures going on in this building, but if we got lots of sales, we can fix those procedures because we have an excess of operating capital. So let's make no mistake about it. In this company here, if you want to make money, you have to build sales volume. And so I'm going to show you how to build sales volume, because you can only build sales volume on a business proposition or in a business proposal on what you know. You can't build it on what ifs. And I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to just walk through this. Can everybody see that okay? Okay, so this is the SuperPatch company, how to make money. Now, this is my philosophies. This is what's brought me a ton of success in this business, because what do we all want? We want retention. We don't want to bring people in and have them fail. We want to do everything in our power to qualify our prospect. And whatever that is that they want, it's our job to help them get it. That's all it is. Okay. So this is what I do for a presentation. I start off with a compensation plan, and Eva can probably attest to this, that 95% of the income earners that are six figures in this business don't understand the comp plan. They understand parts of it. But let me tell you this, if you understand how to create sales volume, you don't have to worry about the comp plan. You'll hit ranks without even realizing you hit ranks. But we have too many people in this industry that focus on the atta girl or the atta boy. You hit a rank. Well, do you just want to hit the rank once, or do you want to learn how to sustain the rank and grow to the next rank so that you hit it every month? So I go over this just basically to show them, here's the different ranks. Here's how the comp plan opens up. As you can see from left to right, it opens up as you grow your business. So then I go through, and the reason I do this with people is I want to qualify them, because if they say they want to do the business, then they need to sit in a business presentation so that I can qualify them, whether they're ready to do a business or whether they're not ready to do business, because I get to choose who I partner with. And I want to partner with people that know what they want. And what they want at the time of this meeting might change. They might say that they want to do it a business, and then they look at it after this presentation and think, oh, I don't think I can do that. Okay, well, I qualified them. What do you want to do? Do you just want to be a wholesale member? Want to be a customer? We got that for you. So what I'm trying to do is qualify the people, let them know what we have, the different ranks, what you're paid as bonuses, the timeline that you have to do it in on this graph here. Then I go into fast start bonuses, because people have the option of starting with a kit. Now, they just have to be aware that if they don't start with a qualifying kit, they eliminate the opportunity to have these bonuses. And the bonuses here is if you get 3 people on a qualifying kit, like you, if you're going to buy, you get a $200 bonus on top of the commissions. If you help those 3 get 3 each in the 60-day timeline, you get another $400 bonus. But you know what's really exciting? Is the company just introduced what they call a driver bonus. So if you get 3 people in that first month, not only do you make the hat trick bonus, but you make a $200 driver bonus, which is $400 on top of the $400 you have an opportunity to make in the second 30 days by helping your team grow. So you have an opportunity to make $800 in bonuses in your first 60 days. Is that of interest to you? I qualify them, right? I'm doing my due diligence to present this business so that they can make an informed decision. We cannot ask people to make a decision on what they don't know, because people generally won't make the right decision on what they don't know. And so I have to qualify them and then categorize and be able to show them the different categories that we have if business isn't the thing for them right now. That's important, because I don't want to try and drag somebody. I want somebody to stay here with me in my organization and help them get what they want, not what I want, because I'm going to get what I want regardless, because I'm focused and I know what I want. I've qualified myself, right? So I go through that. Then I say to them, hey, remember I showed you about the 3 people that you enroll with a qualifying kit? We have a program called Smart Ship. It's an auto ship like every other company that is out there that's in the network marketing industry. But we call ours Smart Ship instead of Auto Ship because it's for smart people. And I know you're a smart person. And so if you get 3 people on our auto ship that's called Smart Ship that buy 2 packs of patches a month, you know what the company does? They reward you for that with 2 free packs that you can start to leverage to grow your business. So you pay for 2 and get 2 for free. right? So that's how you get that. It's called the Super Builder Bonus Reward. So you can pay for your business in three people. Three people. Okay. So I go over this. This just shows enroller bonuses, level one, level two, to show that the enroller bonuses are in addition to the level bonuses and spiff bonuses. So you can see the compensation plan for more. This is just to show you percentages. I don't go into a lot of detail with this because there's more time for that. I'm trying to qualify my person to see whether they want to join me or not join me. So I go into the different kits that we have and show them that at the first rank of senior associate, if they get a quick kit, here's some of the commissions they make. If they're over team leader and above, if they're team leader and above, then you'll see the bottom number is what they make. So look at a momentum kit, $350 you can make in additional income to enroll somebody with a kit, right? The Omni kit, $214 if you get to team leader. I'm going to tell you that if you get to team leader, you won't even know you get to team leader if you concentrate on sales volume. Because as Eva said, do you know how much sales volume if you want to make six figures a year? Say you want to make somewhere between $8,000 and $10,000 a month. You know how many patches you have to sell a month to be able to do that? And I don't think there's people here, I'm sure, that love doing events and selling patches, and that's wonderful. That's how you create leads, but that's just part of doing this business. That's just part of creating your own leads. That's just part of how you get to see people and do people. And kudos to all those people. Kudos to Jen. She had a great weekend. And I know on her activity tracker, she blew it up for points on Saturday and Friday and Saturday. So now I go into how to build your business. You have to know, like any business, whether it's bricks and mortar, you have to know and understand your financial responsibility, right? So what is your financial responsibility? If you were a franchise and Jay was selling franchises for SuperPatch, do you think you would know every cost if you were to buy a franchise? You would know every cost before you bought that franchise, or at least a smart business person would, because you wouldn't buy it and think, if this was a bricks and mortar business, you wouldn't buy it and think, oh, I'm not really quite sure what the rent is. I'll just cross my fingers. And your rent comes in, it's $2,500 a month, and you call up the franchisor and you say, oh, I thought the rent was only going to be around $500. Who told you that? Right? So I tell people, listen, if you want to do this as a business, your fixed cost is $90 a month. That gets you 2 packages of product a month, and look at it as your fixed cost. So you set it and forget it. You can change it. We do that through our auto ship program that's called Smart Ship for smart people. You'll know what your overhead is. You know what your fixed cost is. Okay? Give me one sec here, Jen. I just want to shrink this screen up here a bit. Sorry. So here's what we do. Your Smart Ship, consider it as fixed overhead. Okay? So the first month you join as an associate, and I'm going to show you how to build sales volume through our Smart Ship program. Because that is the mechanics of our business opportunity here. For those that want to do the business opportunity, like I said, make no mistakes about it. You are paid for your business, for your franchise, based on sales volume. So you have to know how to create sales volume. And there's 4 categories on how you create sales volume. Okay. So this is the first one, Smart Ship. And the reason I start with Smart Ship is because it's what we know. We don't know what customer sales are going to be. We don't know how many kits people are going to buy. We don't know how many people are just going to join so that they can buy the product at the best price. But what you do know and what you can build your organization on and have stability on and retention is Smart Ship. So you commit to a $90 fixed overhead. It shows as $120 in your retail, or what we call our back office. Okay. So it shows as retail value. Okay. And I tell people, listen, if you want to do this, commit for a year. Commit part-time or commit full-time, but don't do it sometime because I'm going to suggest that you probably won't be successful. And I don't want to see you fail. I want to do everything in my power to help you succeed to get what you want. So I'm going to show you that if you've committed to your smart ship for 1 year of $90, shown as 120 retail, and you go and get 3 people. So you sell 3 franchises or people that all agree to their fixed overhead of $90 a month, which is 120 retail times 3 is 360, but your volume goes into your team group qualifying volume. And the reason it does is because you don't want to be short volume when you come to hitting a rank. Your volume can count towards that. So you get the 3 people, they all commit to $90, and now we're recruiting people based on letting them know all the facets of the business and what their fixed cost is. Okay, so now those 3 are going to duplicate what you did, and those 3 get 3 each. Now you got 9 franchises plus the 3 above on your first level. Now you've got a team of 12, you're 2 levels deep in the comp plan. Now, I'm going to tell you right at this point, none of these numbers over here for the 3 people you signed up or the 3 people that you signed up doesn't count the volume of the kits. So as you see, the kits are $299 to $1999. Okay, that's the kit volume, but those sales would go into this number. But I can't put that in my business proposal or my business presentation because I don't know who might sign up with a kit, right? So those 3 got 3 each. You got 9. Now you've got the new 9 selling 3 each, 27 franchises or people plus the 12 above, which is the 9 and the 3. Now you've got a team of 39 people. You're now three levels deep in the comp plan. And now you're doing a sales volume of a minimum of $4,800 a month in sales volume. You now are starting to build a team. Now you have the new 27 selling 3 each. You got 81 franchises, team of 120. You're 4 levels deep in the comp plan, and your minimum sales volume is $14,560. Now, what if each one of those people bought a $569 kit, the lowest qualifying kit that we have, or $599, whatever it is. And each one of them of a team of 120 people have all bought that kit. Well, that all goes into the sales volume, and all that sales volume travels up to you. Okay? So you can do the math. You're all smart people. Now you've got the new 81 selling 3 each, 243 new franchises, plus the 120 above. You're 5 levels deep. You're doing a volume of minimum 43,680. Okay? Same thing. The new 243 selling 3 each, 729, 363, 1,092 people on your team. You're 6 levels deep in the comp plan, and your minimum sales volume is $131,160 a month. Minimum, because we're not counting customer sales from all your team. We're not counting kits that are being bought on your team. And the volume in here will do nothing but go up because you may be signing people up that just want to be a wholesale member. So I only went down 8 levels because it's like compounding interest. You have the new 2,187 selling 3 each is 6,561 new franchises plus the 3,279. You got a team of almost 10,000 people. You want to know when you've heard people say, I built a team of 120,000 people, blah, 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 with this company. I'm a 7-figure earner. They know this business plan. That's what they do. They have thousands and thousands and thousands of people all buying and or selling a little bit of product every month. They're not product salespeople. I can assure you that. They're business people that get it. So now here's where I tell my prospect, now listen, we know that perfect duplication never happens. It's possible, but it's unlikely. But I say my prospect, I say, listen, in your business, do you think that you could be 10% successful in 8 months based on this level? So in other words, do you think that you could be doing $119,000 in sales volume, which is somewhere around the sixth level of people, that if you worked at it part-time or full-time for a year, that in 8 months, 9 months, you could be doing 10% success rate? And if they say yes, then I said, well, at that point, in 4 to 5 months, you'll be making between $45 and $5,000 US a month in recurring revenue in recurring commissions. Now, if you think you can do that, I'm here to help you. I'm here to show you the way. But I'm even going to break it down even further for you, Mr. Prospect. I'm going to go and I'm going to show you the exact. Your Smart Ship 2 packs of patches each month is $90 wholesale. That's your fixed cost that we talked about. Your shipping, though, is $750 and your taxes is $1268, and it'll be a little bit different for different areas, different countries. But this is Canada as an example. So you have a total of $110.18 on top of your price is times 12 months is $1322.16. That's your franchise. That's your yearly franchise investment as a fixed cost. Anything else you do in this business is your choice. Becomes a variable. You choose to travel to do your business. You choose to invest in your business. You choose to do shows. You choose to go around the world and speak. It's all investing in your business as the CEO of this business. Okay? We talked about earlier about you get 3 people on your front line, you get them on a Smart Ship as well, and the company rewards you with 2 free packs. But they're not totally free. So I'm putting all the cards on the table here. You get 2 28 packs of Super Patches. You have to pay the shipping and the taxes. So it's $848 on your free patches times 12 months is $101.76. So you can use the patches personally. You can give away as samples. You can sell them at retail. You can sell them at wholesale. It's your inventory. Now, I tell people, let's just say hypothetically that you sell all the patches at retail. So you get 2 packs a month, $60 each is $120 retail. That's $1,440 in 12 months. Your franchise cost was only $1322, and then you have the shipping of the free patches. So you got a total investment of $1,423.42, but the free patch revenue you could create is $1,440. So without doing anything, you're $16 in the black. Now think about if you worked at it. This $16.08 doesn't count any of the commissions on the 3 people, because those 3 people may run away with it. So these are the true facts, the true numbers. Then I stop the share and I ask them, do you believe you can do this with my help and our team's help? Because if you can't present the business, because I ask people, listen, if you were selling and being paid by Jay Dollywall to sell franchises, and for each franchise you sold, he was going to pay you $5,000. In order to feed yourself, you would probably have to sell 2 franchises a month to live a comfortable life. But if you didn't know everything about the franchise, you're probably not going to have too many people buy. So it's incumbent upon you, if you were a franchise seller, to know everything about the franchise. People join here and do this as a business and don't want to even look in their back office. They don't want to understand their business. So I'm trying to qualify you to see whether you think you could learn this in time, whether you think you can do this as a business with my help and our team help, and whether you're going to show up. Because if you think you can or think you can't, you're exactly right, 100%. And so what I tell them, that's okay. If you don't think you can do it for now, that's okay. You want to be just a customer? Fantastic. You want to be a wholesale member? You can get a membership, have your replicated website. You might refer a few people to the replicated website, but you basically just want to get your products at the best price. Bravo. Awesome. I'm excited for you. If you want to show practitioners that, and maybe practitioners want to join or whatever, and you start to build a little bit of a team, that's possible. That volume that practitioners have, you will get paid on. But if you're a business builder, you get paid on all three of those areas. Because what you're building is a worldwide distribution network of people all buying and selling a little bit of product every month. And that's made up of, in your worldwide distribution network, it's made up of customers, wholesale members, practitioners, and business builders. That's your 4 areas. If you present it well, you can qualify, you've done your due diligence, no one will ever come back to you and say, you didn't tell me. And I suggest that if somebody doesn't want to sit down for a half hour and go through a business presentation with you, then you might have to question whether they want to do it as a business or not. You qualify, build sales volume, you'll present better, you'll have better retention, and you'll have the success that you want in a year that you never thought you would have. You'll hit ranks that you never thought you would hit, and you'll build a team that stays. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it makes sense. If you have anybody I'd like me to present it to, prospects, I'm here for everyone that's on this call anytime.
Amazing, Terry.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Isn't that incredible?
Yes. I'm going to
That's
send all my people to you. No, I'm kidding.
That spells it right out. And that is totally Terry's brainchild, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, here's the thing. You know what, Jen and Eva, and everybody that's on this call, I'm assuming that a lot of you are on this call because you want to build a business, but you don't necessarily know what the business is. And that's okay because it's teachable. It's a learnable skill. You can do it. You might not be good at it right away, like all of us, like I wasn't good at it right away, but 10 years now I've been doing this call on Monday nights. Scared the living crap out of me the first time I did it, right? Still get nervous about it, but I try to turn the nervousness into excitement. When I have a prospect, I'm really excited to share this with them. And if they don't want to, and they just say, no, I just want to buy products at the best price, I'm like, right on, no problem. But if you ever want to hear what you're missing or what you might be missing, then we should talk before you sign up. Because you might not know what you're making a decision on, right? I've even had practitioners say to me, no, I just want to sign up and do whatever. I said, okay, so are you happy to send me referrals? And they're like, yeah, I'll send you referrals. I said, okay, so are you going to be just as happy when I say, hey, thanks for those 2 referrals you sent me. They've grown a huge business and each one of them made me $20,000 last year. Made me $40,000 from those prospects you sent me. That's really generous of you. Or do you want to take the time and understand what you might be missing and what you're making a decision on? Because again, people make decisions on not being informed, whether they're scared, whether they're lazy, whatever it is. It's incumbent upon you to push forward and say, hey, you should listen to what you might be missing. You can still be a wholesale member. You can still do whatever, but I want to do my due diligence with you so that you can never say that you made a decision on something you didn't know. That's all. Make sense?
I love it. Thank you, Terry. That was amazing. But you know what, Terry, to your point, when somebody goes and gets a job, right? And I think everybody on here can relate because we all had a job at one point, right? Some of you may still have jobs, but what would happen? You would go, and Terry, you had employees, and what would happen is you would go and apply for the job, a certain position, right? And whatever that position was is the, typically they would tell you when to come in and you would have to go through training, right? And hands-on training. And sometimes it's a few weeks and then you're on a 60, 90-day trial period, right? And then after that, then you become a member of whatever. you know, and then now you're on salary, or you're now your hourly wage, and now you're a part of the business, and so on and so on and so forth, right? Yet people join network marketing, and all of a sudden they're the expert, and they don't want to go through training, and they don't want to utilize the upline to do three-way calls. They don't want to utilize the upline to understand the business, to understand, and they want to reinvent the wheel, right? Anybody can relate? Don't raise your hands. Don't raise your hands. And you want to reinvent the wheel, right? And you're going to do it this way, right? Well, and that's okay. You can do it that way, but then the results are God knows what, right? But if you do it the proven way, then the results are these, right?
Yeah.
So,
And
you know, so I tell
think it's
people,
really,
like, patient, right? You got to go through the motions.
it's a
You've got to learn
business.
how to do it. Exactly. It's a
It's
business.
a business. And here's what we're all guilty of, me included. How many people here have enrolled somebody, haven't done the business proposal, just enrolled somebody, and then crossed your fingers and crossed your arms and crossed your legs and sat at home and said, "Oh, I just signed up Betty, and I hope she builds a huge organization for me, but I don't really want to talk to her because she might ask me a question and I really don't know how to answer it." All of a sudden, Betty does nothing because Betty doesn't know what to do. So she appears lazy. She's not lazy, just doesn't know what to do. And you're afraid to talk to her. Even if you leverage a leader like Eva and bring your person on the call, you still have to know your business inside out, because if you don't and you bring somebody to Eva and the person is just about ready to sign up and then comes back to you to ask a question and you're too scared to answer their question, or you're too scared to face your prospect, then you don't know your business. You can't bring somebody onto a leader call and have the leader do a great job and then be afraid to have to talk to your prospect again. You should be absolutely jumping and doing the Snoopy dance that the leader brought your person in, educated them, and you should be full of confidence to say, "Isn't she amazing? Isn't she absolutely wonderful? Wouldn't you like to join this company? We have so much fun and it's so easy to make money if you know how to do it." And I'm telling you guys right now, you learn that business presentation, you'll qualify your people quicker, you'll do your due diligence, and you'll have way better retention. And just make sure that you know what the business model is. Practice it. Practice it. I can make the slide deck available to anybody. It's emailable. It's a simple slide deck. And as Eva said, keep it simple. Show them how
I
to build
love how
value.
simple it is.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
just
and
remember,
it covers everything, right?
sales here's everything. How many people in here have 1 month go really big and then it drops off for whatever reason? Wouldn't it be better to think, hey, I know I got 1,000 people on my team, and those 1,000 are all on SmartShip. So I can forecast at least that much every month in sales volume. Now, start adding kits, start adding recruitments, start adding customers in there, start adding that those members are now bringing on people that maybe just want to be a wholesale member and buy their products, and you start doing the volume. But you can only build a business on what you know. You can't build it on what you don't know. You can't build it on what ifs, right? So that's the mindset you have to have. You're a franchise. You understand your franchise inside out. You can present it better, and then people will make an informed decision. And generally, when you put it in a simple form like that, they're going to join you. So if they're looking for a business, they're going to join you.
I love it.
So,
Ask for what you really want. Don't settle for whatever, right? If you're like, I always say, you know, to people, I say, you know, I'm looking for sharp, self-motivated, successful people that love helping people and are looking to bring in another stream of income, right?
sure.
So I already want them successful in what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I already want them, you know, happy. I already want them self-motivated. You know what I mean? That's who I'm looking for. I'm not looking for bodies, right? I'm looking for successful, self-motivated people that are looking, they love to help people and they want to build another stream of income. Because these are the people I want to go hang out with. These are the
Yeah.
people I travel with, right? These are the people I want to go shopping with, right? I don't want to drag negative people with me. So ask for what you really want. Great job, Terry. Boom.
Awesome.
Thank you. And I hope it helped
Out of the
everybody.
park.
Yeah.
Hope,
It's so simple to understand too, you know?
you got to go
It's
through it.
black and
Through
white.
it. Yeah, you got to go through it a few times. But my philosophy has always been, how do I create sales volume? How do I create sales? I don't care about
Yeah.
ranks. I really
Exactly.
don't.
Yeah.
I really.
Ranks are important, and I'm not a rank person, right? I look at my bank account, not my rank. And I say that, and if you ever tell Jay, I'm gonna deny it. I'm kidding. But ranks are great because I know you're all laughing now. Ranks are great because it's for the masses, right? Like, oh, this is a so and so, this is so and so, right? But I want my folks to make money. I want to
100%.
create millionaires. I don't care
Yeah.
if you're a VP making $1 million. I don't care if you're a senior associate, whatever. I don't care what your rank is. I want to know that you are successful and you're making money. That means I've done my job, right?
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's all about that. So let's open it up for questions. Anybody have any questions that we can answer?
Dan does. You might be
Come
able
on,
to.
Dan, let us have it.
Okay, two things. First of all, Terry, that presentation is in the file sections of our Team Patch Nation page. Just look at how to make money. It was loaded in March by Paul. And the
Okay.
second,
I'll have to check it because I made a couple adjustments
okay,
on it. I want to make sure he has the latest version as well.
yeah, okay. The
File
second
tab.
thing I want, but the question I had is, I'm presuming this is the same presentation for Europe. The only difference in Europe is it's $0.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else? You'll have to unmute.
That's
We're muted.
That's how self-explanatory that presentation is.
They're either really confused or they're really excited.
Well, I mean, when you come off a Zoom call like this, first of all, I got to thank everybody for their time because, when you get talking about stuff, it goes a little longer than we said. And please feel free. If you have to leave, you have to leave. That's just the way it is. But to show up like everybody does in this call, and even I are not linked financially at all. We're collaborating to try and bring you the best value and the best content we can to help you with your journey in SuperPatch, whatever that is. And we're here to help you with that to the best of our ability. And we're all here to learn. I mean, fortunately for some of us, we're getting some amazing training from Dr. John Maxwell, who's a phenomenal trainer, and we want to bring that to you. Jen has stepped into leadership big time, and I'm so proud of her. She's doing her own, stepped up and is doing her own John Maxwell accountability group in Facebook, and passing on what we're learning, and had invited me to be part of it, and I'm very grateful for that. But trust me, we all need to be accountable. We all need to be accountable to ourselves, and that person that we look at in the mirror every morning is the person you have to be accountable to when it comes to this business. And so there's certain tools, as Eva talked about, the tracker sheet for income producing activities is a phenomenal tracking sheet that I requested from another leader, and Jenna's implementing that and stepping up to a leadership role. And it's not easy, is it, Jenna? It's a little scary at times,
No,
isn't it?
but I tell you, every week it tells you a story, you know,
Yeah.
and like it's right in front of you. So it helps guide you to where you need to maybe focus on. Like last week, I had lots of points in the doing the demo and introducing customers. This week's going to shift over to follow-ups and invites and presentations, right? So it's a good tool.
Yeah.
Well, and
And
you
I think,
want to continue to do income producing activities, right? So
Mhm.
what I'm about to do going to build my business, right? Is it going to increase my volume? And kudos to you, Jen. Good for you. And you're doing it afraid. And that's
I am. Yes, I
what though.
am.
Here's what's important with what you're doing is that you're doing it afraid, and the day will come that you won't be afraid because you will have overcome those things. But it's important to do it because you're going to be able to help other folks on your team that come to you and say, Jen, you make it look so easy. I'm so afraid. And you're going to be, I know I was there. I know how you feel. And they're going to be, really? You were afraid? Because people see the finished product and they think you were always this amazing
Yeah,
person. They didn't see you afraid, right? So
yeah,
good for you
exactly.
for stepping out and doing it afraid because that's what a leader does. They lead.
Yeah. And
and
one thing John Maxwell said that just really it really was a paradigm shift for me is get up every day and say, who and how can I bring value to somebody else's life? And
100%.
I now live that way every single day.
that's
So,
very empowering.
yeah, it
Very
What a
is.
empowering.
blessing that is. Do you know what a blessing that is?
Yeah, it
I mean, to
is.
wake up every morning, and when your feet hit the floor, you know that today you're going to bring value to someone,
Yeah.
a purpose, right?
Mhm.
Instead of,
Mhm.
oh, I got to go to work.
Yeah.
Oh, it's snowing. Oh, it's raining. Oh, right? I
Yeah.
mean, to wake up with a purpose every day. What a blessing. Good for you.
Mhm. Yeah. And then get to work with beautiful people like everyone here and learn from you, Eva. I'm so grateful.
Well, learn from each
Terry,
other, my friend.
always having Terry's always in my corner. So yeah,
Terry's a
I
lot of fun. We have a lot
I
of fun.
am grateful.
We are
Yes.
so going to get into so much trouble. I already know. As we start to travel
So how
together,
many
we're
how
going to
many
get
of
into
you
so
folks
much trouble.
on this how many of you folks on this call like the collaboration that I'm doing with Eva and Eva's doing with me? Do you like that? You like this style of
Mm.
call? So we're gonna do more because we love to work together, Eva and I. She's a phenomenal, phenomenal woman, and I'm blessed to have her in my life as a friend. And we want to bring you guys value. We want to help you. So bring your teams here. Like this is where all ships will rise with the tide, but we have to show up. You just have to show up. And we're recording the meetings, but don't use the excuse that, oh, I'll listen to the recording later, because you know what happens? 99% of the time, you don't listen to the recording.
Mm.
It's just an excuse to say you don't want to get on the call,
Yeah. And
right?
just so
And
you
so
know,
if you want to
your
build your
team,
business, you have to show up.
that's right. And just so you know, your team that is not here and they're going to listen to the recording, if they don't listen to it in the first 24 hours, they're not going to listen to it. Y'all know that.
No.
Because life gets in the way, not because they're bad people, right? Just life gets in the way. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, Charlene, you have something to say. I see your hand is up. I was like, wait, what is she doing? Okay, her hand's up.
Oh, I didn't see it there. Yeah, okay.
Unmute. Where'd she go?
I'm sorry.
Oh, there you are. The screen moved. I was like, wait, where'd she go?
I was putting a heart and got but I love this, the collaboration of two great leaders. So
Mm.
thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Charlene. Thanks for being on the call. Really
Yeah.
appreciate
It's a
it.
lot of fun and we learn from each other. We learn from all of you, obviously, right? Because none of us have arrived, I promise you, right? I know I have not. I have so much more to learn. Terry, I think you kind of feel the same way, right? I mean,
100%. Yeah.
we've just been doing it longer, so we're not as afraid as we used
Yeah.
to be, right?
And you know what I will say to everybody on here? You guys that are on here, you may be thinking to yourself, can I really do this? Can I really overcome objections? Can I really build a business? Can I? Let me answer it. Yes, you can. Yes, you absolutely can. If you want it bad enough and you put the time in and put the effort in, as Eva said, because she wanted it bad enough at a time when she was juggling family, businesses, kids, payroll, you name it. But she was looking for a way out. And so she had to find the time to do it. And she showed up and she showed up and she showed up and she took notes. That's what I did.
I thank
Same
God for it every single day
Yeah.
because I wake up with a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Jackie, you have your hand up.
Yes, I do. I wanted you to hear my voice to tell you guys thank you so much for what you're doing and taking the time to work with us. Thank you so, so much. And thank you for explaining it so well that we don't have any excuses. We just got to go do it and do it scared.
That a girl, Jackie.
That's
That's
great,
awesome.
Jackie.
And there is
Thank you.
no perfect presentation, right? Don't feel like, oh my God, I got to get it perfect. There's no such thing, guys.
Mhm.
Got to
You
do it.
know,
Mary.
Eva, sorry, Eva, you touched on something, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person.
Correct.
And you're
Can't say
so
the right
right,
thing to the wrong person.
right,
This is not for
exactly.
them. You can have, Jay do the presentation and they won't sign up,
Yeah,
right? Or you can fumble your way through it, and everybody enrolls, right?
Yeah.
They're looking, it's okay. So what I'm trying to say is don't be so hard on yourselves. I have done thousands of presentations since 2016, thousands of them. I can do them with my eyes closed and my hands tied behind my back. Are they going to be the same every single time? No, because I'm not the same person 20 minutes ago. Today, right now, I'm a different person after this call, right? Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up a different person, right? So we advance every single day. So it's going to be different. So enjoy the journey, have fun. And remember, your job is just to share. Their job is to accept it or not.
Yeah.
Who
Exactly.
cares, right? Who cares? Don't worry
Yes.
about the outcome.
I
Yeah.
want to just say one more thing, Jen, and I promise I'll shut up. Um,
We
we
like
have
it.
we have a Facebook group called Patchination. Okay. I want to invite everybody to be there. If you're not there, you can search it. It's not private. It's private, but you can search it and find it. It's called Patch a Nation. That's what we're doing. We're all patching the nation, and you'll be prompted with a question to put in your associate ID number. But I have it set up that if you don't answer the question of what your ID number is, you will be not approved into the group. It automatically defaults in 24 hours, which means you have to do it again. So even people that are inviting to this group, it's imperative that you follow up with the people and do it in real time, because you know how many people that I look at in that group that haven't answered the question. It's a simple question. And when you click on it, it'll say, what is your associate ID number? And you just type it in and then click join. And then I get a notification, or the admins get a notification that you have put in your ID number. So we know that you're a SuperPatch associate. And this isn't just my team. I consider everybody my team. I consider everybody. That's why Eva and I are collaborating. So if you're not in that group, the reason I'm saying that is this slide deck is in the group under the files tab. So you can take it and download it. There's lots of great stuff in there. All the trainings that I've ever done are on my own YouTube channel. So any of these trainings that we have done the last number of years are on there. So you guys are all welcome to join. It's just my name on YouTube. It's my channel. It's just Terry St. Ammon, nothing fancy. And there's lots of good material in there. So running your business is not always just about recruiting. It's about learning. It's about,
Personal growth.
improving. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey, that's a big one with John Maxwell. You can only grow your business as big as you. So if you want your business to grow, you need to grow yourself.
Your income will never exceed your personal growth.
Yeah.
Never.
100%.
Ken, your hand is up.
Yes. Jen, thanks for hosting. And Eva and Terry, you play off each other so incredibly well. I took more notes than I've taken in a long time on this training. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, great, Jen. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate it. And Eve and I will do this again because, down the road, we got new people joining all the time, and they may not have heard this
Mhm.
training. So,
And
John Maxwell says, practice doesn't make perfect, practice makes permanent.
yeah, that's
So-
right.
Men.
Thank you, Eva and Terry, for giving me the opportunity to grow as a person and as a leader in this company. I appreciate both of you.
You're
for-
amazing, girl.
Thank you.
Sure is.
Been great.
You are amazing. Thank you, everybody. Anybody else
Thank-
with last minute questions or anything before we take off? All
By
right.
the way, I'm eyeing up a few people on this call right now that are going to host this call. And I know there's some smiling that know who I'm talking about.
Step up and do it afraid. Oh my God,
They're
this
gonna
is
do
so
it.
much fun,
They're going
right?
to do it afraid.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Do it afraid. Great
That's
job,
awesome.
Jen. Thanks for hosting. Terry,
Thank
it's always
you.
fun. It's always fun, my friend.
We'll chat,
You're not
girl.
having
Let's plan-
fun, you're doing it
plan our
wrong.
next one. Plan our
All right.
next one.
All right. Have a great night, everybody, and have an awesome week.
God bless you all. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jen.
Good night, everyone.
Night,
Night.
everybody. Mhm.
Good night.